Okay, let's do this. To slay the beast. Never actually completed To Slay the Beast in the original StarCraft without cheats. Today's the day. Infested platform over the planet Char, Kerrigan's base of operations.
The time is finally upon us, my minions, to destroy the wretched Overmind and the last of its renegade cerebrates. We can count on the UED providing us with heavy resistance, but not even they can stand in our way. Now that the matriarch Rashagal is in my custody, I possess the means to attack the Overmind with impunity.
But my queen, I thought only the Dark Templar's energies could harm the Overmind and its cerebrates. Even with the numerous broods at your command, any attack we launch against the renegades will be in vain.
Not so, Duran. As a matter of fact, I'm expecting my secret weapon to be arriving very soon.
As you say, my queen, but I still don't understand why. We are receiving a transmission from an unidentified Protoss carrier.
That's what I love about the Protoss. They're so punctual.
Kerrigan, this is Zeratul. I demand to know why you've taken our matriarch.
Actually, Zeratul, she's not the one I'm truly interested in. I stole her to get to you. You see, I need you and your brethren to kill the Overmind for me. The only way I had of assuring your cooperation was to take away that which you value most. However, I give you my word that once you've killed the Overmind, I'll allow her to return to you.
As if your word held any value.
Zeratul, my faithful servant, you must aid Kerrigan in this endeavor. The Overmind is our common enemy. It must be destroyed to ensure that our people will survive.
You asked me to aid this vile creature.
I do not ask this for myself, nor do I ask it on Kerrigan's behalf. I ask you to do this for our people, Zeratul. Obey me as you always have. Trust in my judgment.
Very well, matriarch. The Overmind will die this day.
Alright, destroy the Overmind, take 2. Let's do it! So, as I mentioned, as a child, back when I played this game originally, I never completed this mission, or really any subsequent mission without cheats. I just got to this one, couldn't do it, turned on cheats, and then just cheated my way through the rest of the game. So I think Omega is probably on par in terms of how challenging this is. Our Dark Templar start with 333, which is awesome. They're going to be very, very strong and will help us. I got some feedback when I played Mass Recall of people saying that I should have been using Dark Templar more early on. My retort to that in the original StarCraft, at least, is that the AI functions in such a way that if you think you can use a small force to do anything, you're probably wrong, unless what the base you're taking out is a different faction than the rest of the map. And in this case, it's not. There's like a mix of white and orange bases all over this map. And if you go and try to attack any that are on your side of the map, the rest of the enemies of their pre-placed units will react very heavily. So that's one thing that I mean, the Dark Templar will be great in defending us, but I don't really think they're going to be super useful in doing anything else. Early on, at least. We'll use them when we go and attack, but, you know, they give us a huge upgrade advantage, but I don't trust them to actually be able to wipe out enemy bases or anything like that. But we will make more of them. They are relatively cheap. Got some Devourers here. That's nice. Okay, I believe that there's a base up here that we can take. That's pretty easy to take. I don't think there's anything blocking us. But my first goal is to tech up, obviously, but then also take the 2 bases on my main island. It's not an island per se, but we are separated from the rest of the map by a big lava lake river thing. So there's a big white and orange base in the middle of the map on the top. We're going to try to wipe that out along the way. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do here. Let's just set up one colony down here. Back up, try to save what we can. Okay, so we're looking good on money right now, so what I'm going to do is take this base up here. We'll hold on to what we can. Let's grab some sunken colonies. There we go. And then we don't want to build too much because we have to make sure we have enough. Well, 300 minerals. Okay, now we know we'll be able to afford it, I think. Okay, there we go. Just in time. Didn't want to get that need additional minerals because your money isn't reserved when you take this. So yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be quite rewarding when we complete this map, assuming I can. It's gonna be quite rewarding when I finish this map here because again, I've never actually done it in the original StarCraft, so that's quite exciting. I mean, the fact that I played a lot of custom campaigns that require a lot more precise execution than this, I think is. I don't think I'm gonna be in particular danger. What I would like to do, we could do Lurker Aspect, or we just focus on Econ now. And I think I'm going to focus on Economy and get upgrades. If we can out-upgrade them in terms of our Zerg units, we can flood into these bases and not worry about the retaliation, like this one over here and this one up here. I mean, the sooner you could take those bases, the better. But again, I'm a little hesitant to go right for them because I expect the enemy will retaliate quite quickly. Looks like this is fully saturated. Back him up, back him up. Get the Dark Templar in there until we see an Overlord. Okay, excellent. And let's go ahead and grab double Evo chambers. Well, triple, really. We started with one. That's nice. And we're just waiting for this. So we've got hatcheries. Let's saturate this base up here. And we're just going to need to wait for money. We're just going to want to mine as much as possible here, stockpile our money, get +1, and then start moving across the map. And we should be in really, really good shape. But again, I don't want to tempt the enemy that's all around this map to come towards me until absolutely necessary. We're not quite in the absolutely necessary period yet, so we're going to leave them alone for now. Because again, keep in mind, with the way that StarCraft 1 AI functions, it was not like this in Mass Recall, but the way that StarCraft 1 AI functions is if you attack one of their production structures, they get extremely upset with you, and they will send everything they have to come and attack you. So that's why, again, I'm going to try to avoid that for now and just focus on teching up. Probably get some more Dark Templar after we queue up our +1, which we now have. But yeah, we'll get a couple Dark Templar. That kind of supersedes the need for Lurkers because I think the Dark Templar are better anti-ground for these early stages anyway, so I think we won't have to worry about as much. Let's go ahead and get this saturated. 3 is probably enough, and then we don't need that many because there's only 3 patches here. Actually, let's throw 1 more on each, and then I think this is pretty well saturated. We just got to wait for upgrades now. So let's grab Metabolic Boost, let's get a Queen's Nest, and just rush to higher tech stuff. And then let's grab some Dark Templar, some extra Dark Templar. And I threw this down here just in case they decide to come down in this direction. What did I start to queue up that now we can't get? I heard we require more minerals, and I don't know what it was. I don't think we actually need 4 here. It's like barely oversaturated. It's not worth it. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. Eventually we'll be doing a lot of air units, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Oh, we couldn't make our Queen's Nest. I swear this thing started building. Must be taking crazy pills. Okay. Our Dark Templar come out purple. That's because we, the Jormungand brood, have rescued the blue Protoss. Okay, Lurkers now, I think. We need to have Lurkers prepared for when we go and attack. Not to attack, but to set up and defend with once we start attacking the enemy buildings. Again, this is just from my experience playing StarCraft 1. It's not like I remember vividly losing when I was a child. I just remember that the enemy just felt too overwhelming on this map and I could never complete it. I don't remember exactly why. I think I just wasn't good enough. Didn't have a full grasp of the game. I definitely have that now. I suspect, excuse me, I suspect now I'm not going to have any problems, but I don't know, I mean, I've had some problems in general with this game so far, but none that have just been, like, absolutely crippling to the point where I couldn't proceed. It was just, like, a little sloppy. But anyway, let's wait for Numantice to finish, then I'll get a Hive. We could get more Dark Templar, because why not? And then we'll get a group of Overlords. We're waiting for +1 to finish, and we'll just go right into +2. We've got the double gas. So we're sitting pretty right now. If anything, all we want to do is just stock up on Hydralisks. Tanks are like the worst thing that could be sent to us, so I'm not that concerned. I like the enemy medics that come in and heal the Zerg. It's like a little touch there that you haven't seen before, which I think is really cool. They might do that in the Assault on Core Hall mission, but I don't actually know. Okay, so that's done, so we can start our Hive. Okay. And I think that there may be infested Terrans somewhere. Yeah, see, everything's coming up from this direction. Okay, group spines. Hive's coming up, and let's go ahead and start +3, or +2, rather. Don't do that. I know you want to, just don't chase. Just like Devourers and Corsairs, if they see an enemy, they're like, oh, piece of candy, and they'll chase it across the whole goddamn map. That's just how they roll. Okay, oh dear. Okay, yeah, there's the infested Terrans. There's multiples. Kill it! Oh my god. I just panic. I know I just need to right-click them, but I panic. Okay, we definitely don't have enough yet to do this, but again, if we can get to +3 very quickly, we'll be able to wipe this map, I think. But we want to take this base out and this base. In fact, this upper base might be better to take first. It's hard to say. Okay, let's do some Zerglings. What larva am I missing? There we go, those. We're not maxed on High Temp or Dark Templar, so we could grab them. Alternatively, let's make sure that we grab our heavy hitting units right away. Let's grab our Ultralist Den. Maybe we want to put it a little it's too late. It's already started building. I was going to say, we might want to put it a little further away. Antenna for sure. I mean, the faster you can rush to +3, the easier time you're going to have. So this is why we're going to do adrenal glands and do all this stuff. It seems a little superfluous, but I think it's gonna pay off. And the Dark Templar, but again, I'm a little nervous to just walk in over here and just assume that everything's gonna go fine. Let's spend some gas and get some lurkers. And again, they're on their way to +2. Pretty much, once I get +2, I'd like to wipe this base. I want to take this. There's a gas there as well. Alternatively, I could take the upper base. It's hard to say which we should realistically do first, but either way, it's going to be fine. We don't need to bring the Devourers, but I will. They'll help us, take out a couple things. Okay, but we've got all of our basic upgrades. You guys just burrow here. The infested Terrans are frightening. They do scare me. I'm resisting the temptation to set up a bunch of colonies around here because I don't think we need to. It might be worth getting like one spore colony here, just in case. But come on. Come on. You can do it. Yes, he's done it. Okay. Just set up like one spore colony here in our main base. Chitinous plating. A group of Ultralisks. Not too many, but just some Ultralisks, some Zerglings. A spore colony. Okay. Cool. So now, as I had mentioned, we're waiting for +2 to finish, then we're going to go and wipe out that first base. Assuming that there aren't a bunch of, see, they're 1-1, we're 1-1. We got to try to keep up with the upgrades. We can't get out upgraded, but I think we're ahead of them. Herd evolution complete. That might have been my overlords. Let's save, and perhaps it's time. Just waiting for this. +2, please. Oh, and perfect. There's our Ultralist. Maybe we wait for Chitinous as well. I don't know. It's a little greedy. No, I think we go, and I'm going to save up and just start +3 like as soon as possible. Let's get down here and wipe this out. These little jerks down here. I knew I set that up for a reason. Okay, and then let's head back up here. We'll go with the lurkers as well. And I want to take out these two bases near simultaneously, meaning I take out this base, secure it, and then immediately go and take the top one. I can't really afford to get flanked in the meantime. Okay, Hydralisks and Zerglings and Overlords, apparently. Okay, so we can now start +3 in about... There we go. Okay, so +3 is on the way. Chitinous plating is done. And then we won't worry about that right now. The Ultralisk stuff. Let's get going. Mutalisks, don't throw your lives away. That's a pretty expensive waste. Okay, let's ensure that we continue attacking over here. Let's move up with the lurkers. And then make sure that whatever's happening down here is cleaned up, because there's an Ultralisk in here. Okay, Dark Templar in there. We clean this up. Let's burrow these here with the expectation that enemies will be coming in and trying to defend themselves. I keep hearing the Dark Templar attack and assume that it's It's enemies. Okay, so... But it's not. They're mine. Let's get down here and make sure that they don't get away with these drones. Come on, kill it. There we go. And again, this is kind of what I expected. There's just a bunch of stuff coming up here. Okay, back up, back up. Burrow, burrow, burrow. Move on up to the edge. But again, this is near exactly what I expected, which is that there would be retaliation. But it's really only when you're attacking their buildings. If you're not attacking their buildings, it doesn't really happen. So now that we're no longer directly attacking their buildings, they may leave us alone for a time. Okay, and then they're building lurkers here, so we have to be careful. Let's rebuild some Dark Templar. Or I don't know if we're rebuilding them. We did kind of wipe them out. Okay, next step is double spire, I'd say. So let's go ahead and set that up. One there. I don't want to overbuild drones. I do not want to. Okay, and then we've got 4, 5, 6. This is 7, hatchery number 7. I heard something not being able to build. I talk about hatchery 7 again. It's like that's my hotkeys. It's not my... I know I don't have 7 hatcheries. Okay. Cool, so this is getting set up. We've got the lurkers here. We could snag a drone and try to set up a creep colony before the creep fully recedes, and then let's resaturate this because we've pulled a lot of drones in the meantime. This may get there in time. I should have been prepared for this to happen. But allowing the creep to spread faster would have been nice. Let's move these guys back to ensure that we don't get smoked. Now there's tanks coming from the top. As I mentioned, I would have liked to kind of do this in a near simultaneous fashion, but it's not going to happen. Let's leave some units here. And by some, I mean a couple Dark Templar, I think. Ouch. Waste of drones. Okay, you all stay here. There's more minerals to take also in this general vicinity. Spire coming up, we'll just immediately make this a greater spire. +3 just about done. Again, I think I've got a really, really solid start here, so I'm not that concerned. And then we'll send these Dark Templar over here as well. I was literally just thinking I'm going to need more anti-air. Okay, let's send these guys over. I set up that 1 spore colony, and I think it'll be enough, so let's just send these guys back. Make some colonies, and then we'll get this saturated soon enough. I think this is fine. So next, Ultralisks get up to the front. Turn this into a greater spire. Okay, 1 Wraith probably won't be enough. Okay, then drones and colonies and what have you. Okay, I don't want to be too lackadaisical here. We have to make sure that we keep the pressure on, which means going and attacking up here next. Get in there. I don't think I have enough up here. I thought I had more units than I do. There's not much stuff here. Actually, no, this is fine. We got the Ultralisks here, which we need to run up and kill this tank. Every one of those tank blasts hurt significantly. Okay. Okay, remake Dark Templar. All this stuff is researched. Make more drones. And then drones. And we're going to saturate this and get a bunch of defense set up. It's going to be great. Okay, cool. So our island is now secure. I'm going to take this base as well. This is very much a macro grind. Like, the faster you can kind of work on this particular section, the better off you'll be, obviously. So, cool. So now we need to make lurkers and leave them here as well, because the AI is not to be trusted. Okay, you can be a guardian. That's fine. I had devourers. There they are. They're here. So let's just send them over in this direction. I needed that anti-air before. And the ultimate issue is going to be gas, without a doubt. So let's go crazy with gas now. So we're stretched thin right now. That's the major issue. We're stretched very, very thin, and the enemy could drop in any of these locations, not just here. So. Okay, I'd say we're relatively safe here, but keep in mind the enemy can drop in any of these locations, and they are. But we are 3-3-3, they're only 1-1, so we've got that upgrade advantage. And they're constantly dropping over here. I suspect that these enemies are on their way over here already. Let's just spread some lurkers out and get one over here. Okay, next, let's get this saturated. 3 is enough, I think, for now. And then we'll just set up a couple colonies, more spore colonies. Okay, looking good. I think I've used my Dark Templar to pretty good effect as well. We still have a standing army that I'm not really doing anything with until we get a large air fleet. So, now what? Keep upgrading, keep building stuff. We're going to use a large air fleet to push our way up here. So that's our next thing right now. Okay, cool. Now they're dropping over here. Again, it's like near random where they drop from. So it's not like you can just consolidate defense in any particular location. So let's just set more stuff up here. Okay, and then this will eventually be oversaturated. So let's just make sure we set up this stuff. And as you can see, they can see us, so it's not like we have free reign to do whatever we want. Okay, let's spread these out a little bit, I'd say. Spore colony time. Okay, and now they're attacking over here. It's like they're avoiding our pre-placed defenses, which is really, really smart. So that's why we're going to have this standing army, and then we're going to use the rest of our supply to pretty much just make a bunch of Guardians and Devourers. So what I'm going to do is make another hatchery down. That's a pretty open area to do that. So 7, and then hatchery hotkey 8. And we're going to saturate this base, and then we're going to make a bunch of overlords.
Yes.
And we need more stuff up here for sure. So let's just line this with colonies, and I don't want to make it easy for them to just drop in. So let's do that. Okay, overlords on their way out. We've got this defense consolidated here, plus some lurkers to stop them from easily dropping. In fact, let's move them back so that we can at least cover them with colonies that we set up. We don't need a lot, but we just need some to ensure... Okay, well... I don't know which overlord has that in there. Okay, get out of here, overlords. Go and hide over here. You drones... want to be moving drones instead of rebuilding a boatload of them. So let's do exactly that. You guys all get mining. Okay. We will continue to get nuked as well. That's intriguing. So this is getting... With a lot of these drones, we have a boatload of money. We just need to set up a lot of colonies, as I've mentioned. So spore colonies along the edge. So these are our 2 new main mining bases. It would be silly to, I think, spread ourselves any more thin. I don't plan on taking any other bases except maybe the one on the other side of the map. I don't plan on expanding to that big island in the middle. So the next phase is going to be making a bunch of mutilisks. We need to get +3/3 flying. Sunken colony, spore colony. And we'll transfer a bunch of these drones as well. Okay. Now I'm feeling pretty good. We could even turn these into lurkers, but I think we're going to need more anti-air, so for that we'll just make more hydralisks. So we're going to do like a Guardian, Devourer, Mutalisk combo. The Devourers are fine. You can make a boatload of them, but they're not great. They're not great against large groups of small flyers like Corsairs are or something like that. Okay, got all those upgrades, got all these upgrades. Sure, let's get some Queen upgrades. Why not? Okay, yeah, and we are ready for this. They're not going to be able to push through this with typical attacks, but what they will be able to do is push through with large air attacks, so we have to be ready. I don't know if they really come at you typically with a lot of battle cruisers. I don't think so, though, so... let's just move some of these drones up here. Again, just make sure that we're setting up spore colonies, because we could get slammed with large air attacks, and that would be a big problem. So, okay, what's next? Let's change all of our rally points and then start making Mutalisks, which will be Guardians eventually. Is that really all of them? I made them all? Okay, that's fine. So this is good. Sunken Colony, we got the Hydralisks here. Might even want to defend ourselves with defilers. I don't know. Nah, I'm fine either way. Actually, cancel these. I want this one to be Spore and this one to be Sunken. Okay, that's good. We've got our Dark Templar. They're doing something. Yeah, get out of here. Think I don't see you, motherfuckers? Get out of here. Go and get him. Go and get him. I thought there was a lurker under there. It's just an Ultralisk. What's their upgrades? They're still just 1-1. Wow, okay. That's a dick move. We could just make a boatload of Mutalisks just for fun. Okay. I changed my mind. We're going to rally over here. Make more Mutalisks. Hopefully I didn't hit the wrong buttons when queuing some of these up. Okay, we'll just set this one up a little further away. How about that? All right, blam. That's Guardians right there. Let's go. See, these guys, they're getting dropped in just in seemingly random positions. I'll set up another sunken colony here. But that's the challenge of the... I say that's probably one of the main challenges of the StarCraft 1 AI. Is I don't know if they purposefully avoid some of your static defenses when they're coming in and dropping, but it's just incredibly irritating where they decide to go. It's crazy, and we have to be careful that we don't lose these buildings to make Dark Templar. Our creeper's receding quickly. We got to make sure we keep that. So yeah, see, they keep coming in this particular area, so it might be even worth moving some of these units down here, because this is where they're dropping. Okay, and I don't know how we're doing realistically on... No. How we're doing on, like, drones compared to our... drones compared to... our total supply, because we don't want most of our supply to be sucked up into drones. We really don't. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. This will be fine. All right, now we can just turn you guys both into colonies up here. And we got some random units just hanging out. Okay. So we gotta make sure we bring Overlords, because they will have cloaked wraiths. That's probably too many Devourers. We'll flesh it out with some Mutalisks. But we are becoming mined out pretty quickly, so let's start making more. Valkyries, obviously something we can't just laugh off. They're going to be tricky to deal with, unless we're dropping units, which I do not plan on doing. Where is my main air fleet? It's down here, right? Okay, Devourers, you're up. Let's see if we can draw out those Valkyries. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then we just make more Mutalisks, and we got our little air fleets. So, Mutalisks, and I don't plan on morphing these Mutalisks. They're just Mutalisks. Could definitely afford to saturate this more. We don't even have the money to make more drones to saturate it. So again, we're stretched pretty thin right now in terms of, like, our income is not where it needs to be because I've gotten really aggressive with making this air fleet faster than maybe I needed to. That's fine, though. We'll get this all saturated. All right, drones, come on up here. And those are... Okay, so it's time. We're going to save because this could turn into a disaster if I'm not careful. So let's move on over here. Here's a very large air fleet, which is actually good. Okay, let's move on in. Overlords as well. Let's move on in. I think we're relatively safe there. We can always back up. Okay, looks good. And then we're going to grab just a couple Devourers, and we're going to go back home. To help get rid of these, we're going to hit these first. We need Hydralisks. I think I have some Hydralisks. We just need to get them into position to help deal with this. At the very least, just move them down in this direction. The Valkyries attack, like, absurdly slow, so... Lots of Valkyries. We just got to get the acid spores all linked up on these things. We got to be careful because they have a lot of Valkyries. Chase these things down. Look at all these Guardians that they just have stacked up here. Jeez, oh man. Okay, battle cruisers now. The key is just doing a lot of damage here. Okay, we need these into the fight. This is where having dropped some Hydralisks would have been useful. And this is where white now is very, very mad at us, so we gotta back up. We gotta rethink this, because it's not gonna work. Okay, so you guys move on up here. We got most of the money back, though, that we've spent, so we might want to consider bringing in an air fleet. I think we attacked at kind of the wrong time, realistically. Gotta rebuild this stuff, because they were starting to attack us pretty effectively at that moment. So you can see, we're not really having a problem fighting them back here, but now we just have to rebuild everything that we had. And consider dropping in some Hydralisks as well. But this is why I think typically people find this map to be one of the harder ones. Because you're constantly rebuilding defense, you're constantly just trying to handle what the enemy is throwing at you. So let's just keep rallying over here and remaking those Mutalisks. They may not be able to reinforce as quickly in this particular instance. But this is clearly the main front of our battle right now. Back up, lure them to us if possible. And I really hate to do this, but we can load up at least a couple Overlords and bring some Dark Templar or something. Okay, Mutalisks on the way. We need to make more Guardians. I'm surprised we lost as many as we did. I wasn't really paying attention to them, though, because I was focused on anti-air. So we can just get a couple... If we can just get a couple Hydralisks on the ground, we should be safe. Okay, there's the Devourers.
Yes.
Just load stuff up. I really hate doing this, but we shall do it. We're just waiting for this morph right now, and then we'll go and drop. Okay, so now... Okay, there's stuff inside of those. Please stop it. Okay, no problem. Guardians, go start plowing through this. Devourers, just cover them. And then you all just move on over here and just drop stuff. Figure it out. Okay, and if we can get this all worked out, we get some sort of ground force in position. It's not a lot, but it's something. And come on back here, we'll bring the rest of the stuff too. We could bring a drone and just like finish it up, but I think we've got it now. It seems like we took care of the major anti-air force in the first wave. So now with this base gone, we got a clear path to the final area, and what we're gonna do is use Nidus Canals to get over there and set up another base. As you can see, white is reacting. They're trying to bring stuff from across the map. Actually, I don't know if white is on the other side of the map. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what I expected, but now there's a big orange attack on its way. Just make sure you kill those Valkyries, friends. And let's send these guys down here. This is a huge attack. Okay, send the Devourers as well. Got to get rid of the Guardians. Meanwhile, you guys just help. My ground forces need to try to clean this up. We'll come back. We can always come back. Okay, Guardians, turn around, get back. Just keep cleaning this out. We're at least chasing them away. It's like a semi-nightmare of a map. But as you can see, I think this is why people consider this to be like the hardest. Okay, what's over here? A Guardian. Don't irradiate me, bro. Okay, and then just keep pushing over in this direction. Oh god. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We've done it. We've done it. Okay. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, Guardians, good work. We might do the same thing when we go and attack orange, just to finish this up a little bit faster, or we could just set that base up over there and use Nidus Canals. I think we might want to do both. Okay. Cool. And I don't really have the diligence to set this base up, but I really should. But it's gone now, so let's come on back down here. This base is nearly mined out. Just don't let the creep recede the whole way. As you can see, White still has stuff somewhere. He's just really upset with us. This was his territory, no longer. Okay. So, what next? We just have to go and take that area, set up some hatcheries, and then Nidus canals. Or we just set up a boatload of hatcheries over there. That's a lot more tempting, to be honest, is like not even bother with the Nidus canal. I don't know. Okay, and while we go and do that, they will continue to attack us over here, which is why we need a continual standing force. So what we're going to do is take some drones. Like 4 of them, actually.
Our forces are under attack.
And we're going to set up as just a shit ton of hatcheries. Look, they're still bringing stuff over here, though. It's bananas. He's going to cloak. Maybe we killed them in one volley. I think we did. Okay. So, again, this base is gone. They shouldn't be sending stuff over here anymore. So, pick him up. You all come back. Drop him off. And overload with drones in it. You're going to hug the bottom of the map, and you're going to head over to this bottom right area. That's our sweet spot. Next, we still have great income up here, so I'm not really concerned about money, and they're also not attacking us there anymore. The other key is that we've taken a lot of pressure off of ourselves. Now it's really just orange and a mixture of white, but it's mostly orange. So we also have this down here if we choose to take it, and I may... My drones are doing some weird stuff with this spore colony here. It's depleted anyway, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, let's make these spore colonies.
So be it.
Yeah, let's just do spore colonies for the most part. So there's lurkers over here. So I think what we're going to want to do is also send over our air fleet. And are there burrowed lurkers here? Yes, there are. Okay, so we can't just take this. Of course, there's just a bunch of shit down here. So, Devourers, you're going to be like my rapid response force. Let's go ahead and just grab these and have them follow.
Our forces are under attack.
And I will do a Nidus Canal only because I need to defend stuff going to different places, right? So, let's do a Nidus Canal over here. We'll rally into it. And I don't know if you can put... I don't think you can send Dark Templar through it. I honestly don't know. Did you just blind me, you son of a bitch? Did they move? I don't actually know. I think they may have moved. Nope. They're still there. Okay. Did I just lose track of them? On the plus side, we do have a boatload of forces over here, and we have plenty of supply space. Okay. Here. And then here. Okay, so now that's my main source of income. Now we just need to make Zerglings and Hydralisks to leave at home. This is what I've been neglecting, is like what's going on at home. So where are my drones? Please don't tell me they're all dead. I think they're mostly dead. We gotta just try to get this set up. We're gonna leave this stuff here. We'll remake stuff and hold on to this one way or another. Unburrow. Burrow now. Get into range. We'll try to hang on to this. I think we've got enough stuff here to deal with this. Let's just get up here. The tanks are the only real concerning part. Are they 3-3 yet? They're 2-2, and in fact, I never got 3-3 on my air fleet. Haha. This stuff's just going to stay here and defend me in this location. And we're just going to make drones, get a Nidus Canal set up, and then send drones through it. Okay, we're good, but unfortunately we lost a bunch of drones here. This is still mining. The sooner this gets set up, the faster we're going to win. Just keep in mind, so... Let's go ahead and just set up this. And this, and we'll get some Hydralisks here as well to make more lurkers. This area just turned into a big old mess, so... Get back to mining. We got groups of stuff here. I feel relatively safe now. Again, anti-air will be the continual problem. Is this done yet? Please, please complete. Once we get the Nidus Canal set up, we just rally into it. Okay, and it looks like my lurkers actually handled most of those incoming attacks. Let's go ahead and make some more Dark Templar, because we're going to need them. Here we go. Okay. Let's just let the creep spread briefly. We're going to just set up 2, maybe even 3 hatcheries over here. Oh, excuse me. Bit of a burp. Over here. Lurkers and spore colonies. Okay, and then everything just rally into this. Right, and then this is pretty well defended, so let's just go in and get more drones. Keep this saturated. Make another hatchery. And then Nidus Canal our way over. The Nidus Canals, I think, take a while to build, actually. There's a lot of income potential right now that we don't particularly need. Not to be cocky about that, but I think we have more than enough. Okay, let's wait for this. We've got our air fleet. Now we just need to bring in a bunch of ground forces to help us deliver the goods. Let's grab a Defiler Mound. No enemy attacks for a while, actually, which is a bit unnerving. Okay, let's send these through. Is it done? No, it's not done yet. Now it's done. And we can test to see if we can send the Dark Templar through. You couldn't in mass recall, but that might have just been something that they couldn't replicate because of something faction related. I don't know. I'm gonna guess no, but we're gonna find out. These things could definitely be moved up. They're only 2-2. We still have... Oh, he got Spawn Broodling. What a bunch of pieces of shit. No, okay. They're unfortunately... they can't go through. Okay. Lurkers, you are the unsung champion so far of this map, I'd say. My god. It's like, it's constant. It's constant. Okay, drones and drones, and then everything just rally in here. Just lots of Hydralisks. My god. It's constant. And we're getting nuked. I bet it's here, actually. I don't actually know. Could be up here. It was here. Okay. Whatever. I think we lost some Hydralisks as stuff came through those, but that's fine. As you could tell, time-consuming map, but I think in the long run we are doing just fine. No, 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 no. No. Stop. 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 My god. Okay, and then we're just gonna set up hatcheries here. Uh-oh. You know what? 2 can play at this game. We'll stand in it. Okay, and then let's grab a couple defilers of our own, and then we need overlords over here. Oh my god, stop. I feel like I'm playing that mass recall mission from Mapcraft, where it's just like constant stacked swarms. Okay, and then just make Hydralisks and Ultralisks and send them through. A lot of my hotkeys got overwritten. Let's change some of these. This is like 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, let's make these Hydralisks and Ultralisks and such. As you can see, the enemy attacks are more vigorous now. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're more vigorous. They're challenging, but I wouldn't say they're worse than they were. Now we just need to consider how we're gonna pull out multiple waves of an attack. Right, we're rallying through here. And we have to push through a very large orange base, which I'm gonna do with Dark Swarm, which should allow me to pretty easily get through it. Did we get nuked up here, or did we just not have any colonies in the first place? I think it's that. Got the defilers, but I don't have any upgrades for them. We need at least consume. I made 2, didn't I? They're in here. Okay, we'll hotkey them separately. But this is going to be a very interesting push, that's for sure. So I think ultimately it's going to be anti-air that's going to either win or lose the day for us. So let's just make a shit ton of Hydralisks on the back end of this. And then we're going to need to bring over some Dark Templar. Right? And they're sitting over here somewhere. Where are most of my Dark Templar? They were here.
Our forces are under attack.
I have no idea. Like, I have them somewhere. Here's a couple. Oh, there they are. Okay, so let's just make sure that these are all in a place where I can remember where they are. Get out of here! Okay, stop it. Next is... Let's make drones and just saturate this.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, stop. It's nuts. Okay, next, I think we have consume. Now we have consume. We might as well grab metasynaptic node. I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's about that time. Drones get saturated. Drones and drones and drones. And then we'll send Zerglings through the Nidus Canal. Don't tell me that was one of mine. It was not. We killed one of their defilers. That's exciting. Okay, so I think I'm going to need more overlords over here because I keep losing them. I keep thinking like, oh, this is the time. We're ready to go, and it's typically not the time. Okay, now we're ready. We're going to have to deal with this. Well, that's fine. This will be fine. Okay, and we're still not actually maxed out. How do we see this? Was it even cloaked? I don't have any... Oh, no, I did have an Overlord there. Let's see if we can snipe these things. Get out of here. Valkyries and Devourers both have a lot of health. They did just attack me, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Okay, if we can... Let's just save one more time. Start attacking, move on up. Dark Swarm right there. And everybody move in. This is probably the hardest part of the map, if I were to say so. Okay, I've got Overlords now. They've got Ultralisks coming in. We have to make sure that we can handle those. My own melee-type units. As long as we can defend our Hydralisks under the Swarm, we're in very, very good shape. Now, unfortunately, all of our air units are getting taken out. There we go. I think Swarm is actively working against me right now. Okay, let's just make Hydralisks now to follow up on Ultralisks. Oh god, they're defense matrix. Thank you, enemy AI.